Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to remote learning. Boys and girls, I hope you are doing well. This is grade 4 sciences. Today we are going to conduct another lesson through online session. So you have to do your work timely in the Google Classroom and submit it timely. So before I start my lesson for today, you people keep your stationery items with you along with your skill books so that we can do the homework once the lesson is finished. So whenever you think about the processes which are taking place around us in this physical world, we are having some certain examples of the processes which are very important for us as far as our daily life is concerned. We have studied in our previous lesson about the water cycle. Water cycle is among those processes which are taking place around us. They are taking place daily on the daily basis. So once the evaporation is done during the hot summer days, the vapors are formed. The vapors are then turned into the clouds at very low temperature. When they rise up high in the sky, they attain the low temperature. And the same vapors at the low temperature, they condense together to form the cloud. Now, within the clouds, again, due to certain cooling, all the vapors after condensing, they form the droplets of water. So anyhow, through this way, water drops are formed through these vapors after condensation. And then when the clouds are unable to hold them, they send them back to the earth as rain. So water can come back to the earth as rain. But anyhow, rain is not only the process through which water comes back to the earth in the life cycle of water cycle, the water cycle, not a life cycle. This is the water cycle. Now, boys and girls, once the clouds are here in the sky, sometime instead of rain, the snow can fall because the temperature is very low, and despite of the fact that rain drops are the water sources, the flakes of snow, they may fall down as water become frozen at lowest temperature. So instead of water drops or rain, the snowflakes may fall down, and usually this happen at the peaks of the mountains where the temperature is very low. So snow starts falling and it falls on the mountains and peaks or in the hill stations. Now we will talk about our today's topic, which is related with the snow and its melting, as we are concerned with the natural processes through which the water come back to the earth, that is the water cycle. One of the major contribution of the water on the earth is the melting of ice from the snow peaks. So peaks are covered with snow, and during the summer days they show melting. due to high temperature, the ice start melting and water could not be held at the peaks, so it comes down. So this is how melting is a process which is occurring naturally around us in this world. There are many places where evaporation is going on, there are many where melting is going on to return back the water, and all the steps are carried forward within this whole world in one place or another. So once the melting is complete, the water start falling down from the peaks towards the plain areas as water has to retain its level. So it goes down towards the plain areas. So this is how the water is collected in the reservoirs like rivers, dams, lakes, etc. So water comes down and we have to store that water so that it could be used for agriculture or other processes in the daily life. So anyhow, our today's topic is related with the melting. How does it occur and what are the results of melting? How it could be reversed and we can get back to the ice. We will discuss it today. So here is your skill books, boys and girls. We will do our work, today's work in the skill book. So open your skill book. This is page number 50 of your skill book. First of all, before doing anything, don't forget to write down date and classwork at the top of your page. So let's start with our latest topic, which is in the syllabus, and it is a part of the live water cycle, that is melting. So melting is actually the conversion of solid state of the matter towards the liquid state at high temperature. So we will define melting as it is a process in which the solid turn into liquid state at high temperature. So let's start with the questions of today. Our first question is, at what temperature did the ice melt? So answer is, ice can start melting at 0 degree centigrade. So at this lowest temperature, ice may show melting. Now second question is, how could we make the ice melt faster? Of course, when we will place the ice at the warm place, it will melt faster. So answer is, ice could melt faster at warm place. Now next is, how does putting salt on the frozen road make the road less icy? So those who have visited the hill station, they might have seen that during the winter days, and especially those days when snow is falling, the whole road is covered with snow. So the excavators, they clean the roads, but along with that, it is not easy to clean that road which is having the snowfall. So what happens, they add ice. So ice can cause the melting faster. So by adding ice, by adding salt, sorry boys and girls, by adding salt, the melting point of the ice comes very low. So salt is thrown along the road so that ice may melt faster. So by adding salt, the melting point of the ice becomes low, so it results in the faster melting. So here are certain processes and which are very important, and melting is one of them. Now our fourth question is about choosing the correct answer. There are 4 options given against each. So let me start with first. When the ice cream become liquid on a hot day, it is freezing, melting, cooling or condensing. So students, it is melting because at the high temperature the solid ice cream turn into liquid. Now second one, we can show the process of melting like this. A, liquid plus heat is equal to solid. B, gas minus heat is equal to solid. C, solid plus heat is equal to liquid. And D, solid minus heat is equal to liquid. So correct answer is solid plus heat is equal to liquid. Yani The solid turns into the liquid when heat is provided to it. Number 3, we can show the process of freezing like this. Liquid minus heat, solid, gas plus heat, liquid, solid plus heat, liquid, gas minus heat, solid. So whenever the liquid is cooled down, it may turn into solid. Means the heat is coming out of it. Heat is removed out of it, and that is how the liquid can turn into solid phase. Solid melts because the particles gain energy and break away from the solid, while the remaining options they are all incorrect. Now, opposite to the ice melting is of water is condensing, thawing, cooling, or freezing. So we all know that melting is a process which is quite opposite to freezing. Now let's start with the next page, that is page number 51. So here we can see a graph. So you all know how to draw the graph. Look into it very carefully. We have given two things. One is time in minutes and other is temperature. We will take time in minutes along the x-axis and the temperature which is in minus and plus as well. So students, you have to draw the graph in the same way as I have drawn. Look into it carefully. Take the time along the x-axis and temperature along the y-axis and draw this graph. This graph is showing some little bit curve and then it becomes straight. Now, next question is, which temperature is the melting point of ice? You can see from here it is 0. At 0 degree it is melting point of ice. What happened to the ice when it melts? Solid ice turn into liquid phase when it melts. So students, this is how you can draw the line graph of melting by using the time and temperature. So anyhow, that is all about today's lesson. You have to complete your assigned task and submit it timely in the Google Classroom. Thank you very much. See you soon. Allah Hafiz.